Mr. Karol returned to the house of his childhood, not out of love, not out of nostalgia, but out of necessity. The house stood quiet, abandoned by time. Walls crumbled, air heavy with mildew and memories. Shadows clung to corners like secrets afraid of light. On the first night, he lay on the old mattress. It groaned under him. He closed his eyes, and then the house began to sing, not softly, not kindly, but warped, dragged, distorted. The melody seemed stitched together from broken dreams. It echoed from behind the walls, inside the floorboards, sometimes inside him. Each night, the melody grew louder. It didn't soothe. It summoned. In the attic, he found an old tape labeled "Never Forget." He played it. His mother's voice, familiar, twisted. Between the lullabies, faint screams, and laughter, cold, mechanical, wrong. The notebook where he wrote down the melody opened by itself. A single line appeared in his own handwriting. "If you remember, you won't be alone." But remembrance came at a cost. This melody was never meant to be remembered. It was bait. The house didn't sing to comfort him. It sang to claim him. Just like his father, who vanished one winter night. Just like his mother, swallowed by her own song. On his final night, Karol closed his eyes, and the house didn't sing. It screamed. He jolted out of bed, gasping for breath, his heart pounding like church organs at the end of the world. He rushed to the door. From every corner voices hissed, "You won't be alone." The hallway lights flickered, erratic pulses like interrupted guilt. He opened the door to the foyer, but behind it was the bedroom again. He turned around. The door he had entered through, gone. Only a wall, wallpaper gently rippling like skin. Karol began pounding on it, screaming, begging, but his voice vanished beneath the house's rising song. "Karol, you won't be alone." The corridors began to change, stretching, bending. The floors moved beneath him like a living thing. A mirror shook on the wall. In its reflection, Karol smiled, but he was shaking. The wallpaper peeled back, revealing etched words beneath. "Stay and remember. Be part of us." He ran. Every door led to the same room, but seconds older. Photos on shelves shifted. Frames cracked. One photo showed his face, but his eyes were missing. He reached the front door at last. The sounds behind him swelled, a monstrous choir forcing him down. The door groaned as it opened. Light hit him like a punch. He collapsed onto the street, knees scraping the pavement, screaming, begging for help from strangers. Strangers who no longer knew him. Eyes wide, voice cracked, body trembling. But the house didn't follow him. The song, though, it did. Karol spent the rest of his days behind locked doors at a psychiatric hospital. He spoke only in fragments, sometimes humming, sometimes whispering. "You won't be alone." He died with his eyes open. They never sold the house, not because it was cursed. No one dared call it that, but because its story was known. Not in headlines or police reports, but in careful, murmured sentences traded at bus stops and corner shops. People passed by without looking. The curtains stayed drawn. Lights never turned on. Real estate listings were quietly removed. One night, years after Karol was gone, neighbors claimed to hear something. A voice, a song, faint and drifting from behind those sealed windows. A lullaby, perhaps, or just the wind. Most dismissed it. Others didn't sleep. By morning, no footprints were found. No signs of trespass. Only the same drawn curtains. And that silence, deeper now than ever, Nobody moved in. Nobody asked why. Some places simply earn their stillness